So good morning, everybody, and welcome to Community Chats. This is Sandra Arevalo. I'm the Community Health and Wellness Director at Montefiore Nyack Hospital. And today I'm very excited because we're bringing something different, new, and that a lot of people are passionate about, Reiki. And I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly or not, because I am. Okay, good thing. That this is something that probably a lot of us have heard of, and we are interested and we're curious, and not a lot of people are doing it, but we hope that more and more people are doing it. And today we have our experts, and they're all from the Wholeness Center in Valley Cottage. So they're Donna Lawrence, Michelle Miller, and Mary Gazzetta. And yeah, what else can I say? Maybe we kind of start with introductions, and each one of you wants to tell us, like, how did you get into this? I know that you have a beautiful center right there in Valley Cottage, where we just were on Saturday, in spite of the rain. I have to say, we were there and we had a little table and we were having a lot of events, and many other people were doing wonderful things like healing music, aromatherapy. They had like these healing stones, I don't know how you call that, and other types of energetic healing, and it was all great to be there. So thank you for inviting us on Saturday. So why don't we start with you, Donna? And just to our attendees, don't forget to please ask questions. This is really your space. We put this together because we want you to be the ones participating, asking all the questions that you like. So please take advantage. So back to you, Donna. Like, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? How did you start into all these wholeness?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining today. I am Donna Lawrence. I'm a Reiki master, and I work at the Wholeness Center, the beautiful Wholeness Center. It's such a special place. If you've never been, I suggest please go, because it's just got such a wonderful healing presence to it. And I love working there. I work there with regular clients as well as the cancer program, which we're talking about today as well. I started my own journey with Reiki was getting Reiki myself from other practitioners. And I deal with chronic conditions and other things, stress, anxiety, like most other people do. And it really helped me a lot. And I thought it was something that I could bring to other people. I've always been very intuitive my whole life. And it was just something that I was naturally drawn to. And I enjoy my work so much. And I enjoy working with Michelle and Mary at the Wholeness Center.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Donna. And I think it's true, you know, at least the times that I've been to the Wholeness Center, it's like you just walk in and it's like you feel relaxed all of the sudden.
You really do.
Who doesn't need that, right? You just mentioned about stress. Nobody has stress. What is that?
No one, not at all, especially these last 3 years.
Why? What is that? So, Mary, let's continue with you. Tell us a little bit about you and your journey.
Yeah, I work here at the Wholeness Center since the very beginning. I'm licensed esthetician and massage therapist, and I worked my way up to management as well as still seeing clients. And we doing the program, the cancer program, little over for 3 years now. Since before COVID. COVID brought it down a little bit and it's bounced back. But that's a really nice experience. And what else?
Here you are, changing people's lives.
Yes. Yes. And so I will add to that. It truly is a team effort at the Wholeness Center, and Mary's just awesome. She definitely is part of our village here. Couldn't do it without her. Donna is just so special. That's why we brought her on. Her whole approach to her healing through Reiki was just so interesting, and it really has helped so many people. I watch people come out of her sessions and they are so moved and so opened up, and so we're very grateful to have Donna. And you know, as far as the Wholeness Center, we just try to get people what they need: some self-care, some healing where we can, you know, through through facials, through massage, through some of our healing services. And then the cancer program, which is called Mondays at Wholeness Center. And that is one Monday a month, first Monday of every month, where anyone who's undergoing any form of cancer treatments are welcome here for free. They can come and get oncology facials, oncology massages. We have Reiki with Donna, singing bowl. We have a hair salon that helps if they need their head shaved or they need a wig groomed. So it's just really, we just try to really be there for the cancer patients. And we're very grateful to be partnered with Nyack Hospital, beyond my words could say. So thank you so much for bringing us in to your hospital and letting us share that information to people who have cancer.
Yeah. And I think that you're missing something important, Michelle. Let me add to that, because you know, for all of you who are not familiar with this, like every cancer patient cannot just get any massage, cannot just get any aesthetic treatment or anything like that, which doesn't also mean that they cannot get any, right? So they actually have taken the time to go above and beyond and study and get certified and make sure that all these treatments that patients with cancer are getting are safe and are gonna help them, and it's really targeted to patients with cancer. So let's just put it this way: the facial that I will get is not the same facial that I will get if I had cancer, because you know they take into consideration that aspect. So I think that that's marvelous that you guys are doing that, because especially, you know, when you have cancer and you're not feeling your best, and you're obviously not looking your best, you know, if you can get a treatment that can help you feel better, just for the fact that you look better. You know, we, especially when we are women, we know that we like to look better, and that helps us feel better. So I think that you guys do an amazing thing there. So Donna, we have a question for you already. And I know that you have a presentation, we're gonna get there.
Yes, that's fine.
How do people become Reiki masters?
Okay, well, it is a process, actually. I am a Reiki master, and I've gone through 3 levels of training. I will get into it a little bit more in the presentation, but in short, it's an attunement ceremony. It's something that is passed down from master to student. And there are certain ignitions or attunements that is passed on to the student that gives them this ability. This is not, I'm not special. I'm not, you know, I'm not born with this ability. Really, anybody can become a Reiki practitioner. There's level 1, where you practice on yourself and others. Level 2, where it's actually sent over distance. I know that kind of sounds really kind of out there, I guess, but yes, so Reiki can be sent energetically. I can connect energetically to someone across the world. I actually work with people across the world, and it served me well during COVID because I couldn't see people in person. So a lot of my Reiki was sent. Actually, a lot of people were requesting for family members who had COVID and were in the hospital, Montefiore Nyack being one of them. And I would send Reiki to the person who was intubated, and it was very good outcomes, actually. And then the master level is just another level, more attunements, more ignitions. And that allows me to have the ability to treat more people, trauma. I work with a lot of trauma patients and people with disease, as well as pass the attunements on to students.
Perfect. Thank
That's
you.
a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and that's good to know that we can all become Reiki masters at some point. You know, when you said it's something that you pass on, I thought of Karate Kid. You know, the movie, how it's the master and something like that. But anyway,
exactly.
That was just my imagination. So do you want to start with your presentation?
Yes.
You can share your screen.
Yes.
And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you go through your presentation. I'm gonna ask our attendees to start writing all your questions as the presentation moves along, and then we're gonna read all your questions at the end.
Great. Okay. So, oh, I don't hear you.
While you start sharing your screen, is Reiki something you can do with a partner, or is it done individually? That's another question we're getting.
Oh, as far as like a couples massage type thing with two people? Is that what the question is?
I guess so.
Okay. Yes, actually, I can do groups as well. So Reiki can be done in groups or individually. That's a good question. Okay, I'll go ahead and start now.
Go ahead.
The healing powers of Reiki. Again, I'm Donna Lawrence, Reiki master at the Wholeness Center. While Reiki energy healing may sound new age to some, this practice actually dates back to ancient Japan. Reiki uses what's known as universal life force energy to improve people's lives and ailments by using the gentle touch of a practitioner's hands on the body or just hovering above. Some people don't like to be touched. Some cancer patients as well are very sensitive to certain areas. They have ports and things like that. So I'm always very careful and ask ahead of time, always, even non-cancer patients, if they're comfortable with touch or not. I do find that after COVID, I think people were kind of craving that touch, and most people want to be touched with Reiki. The goal of Reiki is to promote balance and harmony within the body, mind, and spirit, thereby enhancing the body's natural ability to heal itself. It has grown to become one of the most accepted forms of self-care and healing modalities, commonly used today for relaxation, stress and anxiety relief, reduction in pain, and really so much more. The science behind energy healing. Reiki is one of several therapies based on the biofield, or a type of magnetic energy field produced by all living things. It regulates everything from our cellular function to our nervous system. There may be a scientific explanation for Reiki to be found in quantum physics. The interaction between two human magnetic biofields may explain some of the results that any touch therapy creates. So we have a biofield or an energy field that's, it extends beyond our physical body. So you may have all experienced this when you get in a space of someone that's maybe like negative, or you kind of get a vibe. Okay, it's more like you can kind of feel that person's vibe. When you get a vibe from someone, it's really their energy field that you're feeling. Where is Reiki practiced? Some common places worldwide, and it is practiced worldwide, are hospitals, healthcare and hospice centers, wellness centers, spas, healing art studios, really anywhere. Reiki is an excellent complement to traditional medicine and should never be used as the sole treatment for medical conditions. It is advisable to consult with a healthcare professional for any health concerns. So obviously, you won't be just using this to heal medical conditions. Sometimes also mental health conditions as well. It is advisable to speak with a mental health provider. Reiki's history. Dr. Mikao Usui, a Buddhist monk and scholar, is credited as the founder of Reiki. Experienced a profound spiritual awakening while on a spiritual retreat in the early 20th century on Mount Kurama in Japan, which is considered a sacred place. And this is where Usui received his spiritual transmission or attunement. And it's the same attunement that I was speaking of before that is passed down in the attunement ceremony to Reiki practitioners. So it's basically passed down through this lineage from Dr. Usui on down to each Reiki practitioner. It is said that during this experience, he gained the ability to heal and access a powerful universal energy that he named Reiki, which in Japanese, rei means universal and ki which refers to the vital life force energy that flows through all living things. Sometimes some of you may have heard it as the chi, right? The chi is the same energy as the ki. Dr. Usui then dedicated himself to further develop and refine his healing system, eventually established an organization that aimed to promote and teach this healing modality to others. And it's this original Usui Reiki that is still the method most practiced and taught worldwide today, because it's evolved into various branches and lineages. There must be 30 plus, maybe even more, that practice and taught worldwide as the holistic healing technique that involves the channeling of this universal life force energy. Really, any type of Reiki, this is the original, I guess you could say, is beneficial to all, to everyone. Confusion about what Reiki is. And there is a lot of confusion. Like you mentioned earlier, Sandra, people don't really know what it is. They've heard of it maybe, but they don't really know exactly what it is. So there is a lot of confusion about what it is and what it's not. It's important to address common misconceptions about Reiki to provide a clearer understanding of it, and we'll do that today. By addressing some misconceptions, we can foster a more accurate understanding of Reiki as a gentle and supportive healing practice that can complement conventional medicine and contribute to overall well-being. So I'll go over some myths. Myth: the practitioner heals the client. I do not heal myself. I don't have the ability to heal people. I'm more of a channel for the energy. So the practitioner does not cause the healing, nor are they the source of the energy. The practitioner is a channel for the energy, kind of like a garden hose is just a channel for the water to flow. That's the way the energy flows through my hands. The practitioner always sets a positive intention for Reiki to give the client what they need and lets Reiki do what it needs to do. So Reiki is kind of an intelligent energy. It goes where it needs to go. I can set an intention if a client comes in and says, I'm having really bad hip pain. I can set an intention for the Reiki to go to this person's hip, but ultimately it will go where it needs to go. So if the person has an issue with the hip, it'll go to the hip. But if they're also dealing with stress, it will help the stress. So it really does kind of find its way. Again, I'm just the channel for it. So Reiki is the way for the practitioner to guide the energy to the recipient to assist the innate self-healing of the recipient. Reiki can heal ailments instantly. Reiki can be a powerful complementary form, but it is not a magical cure-all. It works by supporting the body's natural healing process and promoting relaxation and balance. So when the body is relaxed, that is when the most healing can occur. And that is the main goal of Reiki. While it can contribute to overall well-being, it is not a substitute for professional care, again. And Reiki is best used in conjunction with conventional medicine, not as a replacement. So Reiki falls within the realm of a complementary and alternative medicine practice, often working together with traditional medical treatments. And it complements other types of medical and therapeutic treatments, and it can increase the effectiveness of other types of healing as well. Reiki, like yoga or meditation, another myth, Reiki is a religion. It is not. There's a lot of misconception about that. People, not so much in this area, but in other parts of the country, they're a little more skeptical of what Reiki might be. So Reiki, like yoga or meditation, may have roots in spiritual practices from long ago. However, modern Reiki is not a religion, but rather a holistic healing practice. It does not require any specific belief system or adherence to a particular faith. So Dr. Usui was a Buddhist monk. And it does not mean that I'm Buddhist or that whoever I'm working on will become Buddhist. It's not anything at all like that. Although it is spiritual in nature, Reiki is not a religion, nor will it go against or change any client's spiritual or religious beliefs. And Reiki can be practiced and received by individuals of various religious or spiritual backgrounds. And practitioners and clients come from all walks of life, all different religions. Another myth is Reiki is magical or a supernatural power. While Reiki may involve the use of energy, it is not based on magical or supernatural powers. It's a natural healing technique that focuses on balancing and harmonizing the body's energy system. Reiki practitioners are not performing miracles, but are acting as conduits for universal life energy. So I often get asked, and this might be a question that comes up, am I tired? Do I take on the person's ailments or stress or pain, emotional things, emotional baggage? I don't. There is part of Reiki where the practitioner grounds themselves first and grounds the client as well. But again, I act as a channel for the energy, and it just flows through me. And actually, when I'm healing someone else, I'm also getting the Reiki flowing through me and healing myself as well. So no, I don't take on anything from my client at all. Reiki practitioners are not performing miracles, but are acting as conduits, again, for universal life energy. Reiki can, however, help practitioners develop and enhance their intuitive abilities by making them more in tune with their own energy and the energy of others. And this increased sensitivity and awareness can potentially enhance the practitioner's intuition and intuitive abilities. So as I mentioned before, I've always been very intuitive. My whole life, I've felt things, seen things, heard things that other people don't. And it helps me tremendously in my Reiki practice. And Reiki is like a muscle. If you use it, the more you work it, the stronger it will be. And I feel because I've kind of had this intuition my whole life, it's very easy for me to zone in on someone's issues in their body, in their life, and help to heal that. Another myth is Reiki can only be performed by certain people. Again, like I said before, I'm not special. Anyone can become attuned to Reiki. Reiki is not limited to a select group of people with special abilities. It can be learned and practiced by anyone who receives proper training and attunement, where the Reiki energy is passed down from a qualified Reiki master to the student in a special ceremony, that attunement ceremony that I mentioned before. Reiki energy is accessible to all individuals, and with practice, anyone can become proficient in channeling and using it. Again, it's like that muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it will become. Myth: Reiki can be harmful. Reiki is generally considered safe and non-invasive. It does not involve the use of medications, instruments, massage, pressure, or physical manipulation. There's a professional code of ethics that governs Reiki practitioners, and it's essential to receive Reiki from a trained and certified practitioner who follows these ethical guidelines. So Reiki practitioners are not licensed, so to speak, like a doctor would be. Even a hairdresser needs to be licensed. Esthetician, massage therapists. We go by a code of ethics, and it's important to find someone that you connect with and that you feel is ethical and will honor and treat you in the way that you need. Reiki Master is the highest level of training, but there's a wide range of training and expertise among practitioners. To ensure the best result, practitioners advise clients to do their homework, ask a practitioner about their training and credentials, but also find someone they connect with and trust. Myth: Reiki requires belief to be effective. So Reiki energy flows regardless of an individual's belief system. The recipient can still benefit from the relaxation, stress reduction, and potential healing effects of Reiki, even if they're skeptical. And I do come across a lot of skeptical people. While having an open mind and positive attitude can enhance the experience of Reiki, belief in Reiki's effectiveness is not a prerequisite for it to work. And it is unethical, however, to perform Reiki on an unwilling participant. So I have come across people, I think it's more of a lack of understanding of what it is that come to me or have been told by other people, oh, you have to see Donna at the Wholeness Center. And, you know, they might come in maybe a little skeptical. And a lot of times, I would say pretty much every time, I really can't think of a time where someone left thinking, wow, you know, this didn't do anything for me at all. I don't feel anything. You know, it varies between person to person, but most times people leave kind of believing and understanding and feeling what Reiki is and the benefits of it. So what happens in a typical Reiki session? What does that look like? So Reiki treatments typically last about 45 to 60 minutes. So as we were talking before about special care for cancer patients, we limit the Reiki session to about 30 minutes. A lot of that time, I would say about 20 minutes of that time is set for talking about 5 minutes before what they might be dealing with, pain, emotional things they're going through. And then I leave about 5 minutes at the end to give them my feedback, to talk a little bit, to see how they're doing. So not the entire time is spent with my hands on a client. A lot of it is a before and after discussion. And, you know, sometimes I feel almost like a therapist because I am helping people through a lot of emotional things, trauma, pain, and things like that. So during a session, the client relaxes face up and fully clothed on a massage table in a quiet treatment room. So that's the difference between that and a massage also, is that they're fully clothed, and it's same thing on a massage table in a quiet room. We'll have music on. It's very relaxing. They might briefly discuss their ailment or situation that they hope to heal. The practitioner sets an intention of healing, sometimes even visualizing the client as healed as they go through the session. So again, it's about intention. I do, as I'm working on someone, kind of just intend for the Reiki to be healing them almost the entire time I'm thinking this and channeling this life force to them. We use various hand movements, palms down, to lightly touch or hover above the various parts of the client's body in specific energy locations, usually in a series of 12 to 15 different hand positions along the body. And again, I ask people always if they're comfortable with me touching. This channels the Reiki, allowing it to flow into the body. The length of time that the practitioner leaves their hands in each position is determined by the flow of energy and any energy blocks that might feel through their hands. So I'll go along the body. I'll do a body scan first with my hands, and I can feel a lot of times where there might be an issue going on and zone in on that specific area. It almost feels like two magnets repelling my hand, like a magnet in the person's body, and my hand another magnet feeling like it's repelling away. That's how I feel it. I also, if I'm hands-on, I almost see, like in my mind's eye, like a black soot, almost kind of like a black cloud. The length of time, oh, okay. They use their hands to sense these energy blocks in the body and move the energy for the greatest good of the client. And time is spent at the end, as I mentioned before, talking about what might have come up for the client or what feedback I may have for them. So these energy blocks, the practitioner may feel energy blocks as they move their hands to different locations on the client's body. It's believed that when energy is blocked or disrupted in the body, it can lead to life imbalances and potential health issues. As a result of the blockage, various symptoms such as anxiety, fatigue, sickness, and so on can start to manifest themselves in the body. It's almost like physical manifestations of emotional things. It happens a lot as well. These energy blockages are often described as disruptions in the flow of vital life force energy. Energy blocks of any living being can be treated, which is why Reiki also works on animals and plants. So it does work really on any living thing. I had volunteered at the High Tor Animal Shelter, giving Reiki to the dogs and the cats there. And the cats were very receptive, actually. And yes, so any living being can receive Reiki. Once the flow of energy is restored in the body, healing is achieved on multiple levels: physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. What can clients expect to feel during and after a session? During a Reiki session, clients may feel the practitioner's hands get very hot in certain areas of the body. This is normal and an indication of the energy going to an area where it's needed, such as a physical issue or stagnant or blocked energy. So sometimes when I'm at the end and we're discussing the session, sometimes the client will ask, did you put hot stones on me? Sometimes in massage therapy, they use the hot stones. And I said, no, those were my hands. That's the energy coming from my hands. And they're pretty surprised about how hot my hands get. Some clients may feel more emotional or have other intense feelings during a session, as stuck emotions and blocked energy are being moved and working their way to the surface. So we're kind of pulling out all that stuck emotional stuff or physical stuff that might have been in your body for years and years and years. And as it comes to the surface, it can start causing emotional reactions. I sometimes have during the session that happens as well. Practitioners know clients usually leave a Reiki session feeling very relaxed, lighter, less stressed and anxious, and more emotionally balanced. A qualitative study found that during a Reiki treatment, participants felt dreamy, safe, secure, and more grounded. And some report feeling more energized as well. A study of nurses who use Reiki for their own self-care during their workday felt more calm, centered, and more able to care for others. What can Reiki treat? So Reiki is not specific to any particular type of disease or condition, but it really helps with a whole range of things. Cancer, chronic pain, mental distress, depression, trauma, anxiety. Pre and post surgery may help boost your recovery afterwards. Infertility, digestive problems, neurological disease, stress-related illnesses, migraines, and really anything, so much more. Even if you're already in good health, regular Reiki treatments can enhance your ability to respond to stress and serve as a form of preventative medicine. So it's really not always just for if you're going through physical, emotional things. It's really to just keep everything in balance, keep that chi or that energy flowing well through the body. Heart health. So there was this study done. Dr. Rachel Lampert, professor of medicine at Yale School of Medicine, and her colleagues conducted a study involving 37 patients who had experienced a heart attack. The patients were randomized into 3 groups: rest only, single session of Reiki treatment from a nurse trained in Reiki, and those who only listened to relaxing music. So there are three different groups. The researchers measured activity of the autonomic nervous system, the ANS, which regulates heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, and digestion. Lampert's team zoomed in on heart rate variability, or HRV, a measure of the pattern of heartbeats that is controlled by the ANS. The higher the HRV after a heart attack, the better the outlook for the patient, explains Lampert. In the Yale study, patients who received Reiki had a higher HRV and improved emotional state. So this demonstrated that Reiki has a relaxing benefit for the entire body, in this case, the nervous system. So pain relief. Reiki has been reported to alleviate physical pain and discomfort without the use of drugs and painkillers by helping to relax, release blocked energy, and promote the body's natural healing abilities. Chronic pain is not solely a physical experience. It can also be influenced by emotional and psychological factors. Reiki may help individuals address and release emotional blockages or stressors that contribute to their pain, fostering a better mind-body connection. So oftentimes when someone is going through cancer treatments, they're going through a whole range of things: the chronic pain, their mental state, there's so many emotions with it. So there's a study on post C-section delivery pain. In a 2015 study, the effects of Reiki on pain, anxiety, and physical parameters were examined in 90 women who had C-sections and were randomly assigned to a Reiki group or a control group. For the first 24 and 48 hours after delivery, the Reiki group received Reiki therapy while the control group received rest without Reiki. The study measured pain, anxiety, blood pressure, and pulse rate, and found that Reiki therapy reduced pain, pain intensity, anxiety, and breathing rate, and decreased the need for pain medication. The study suggested that Reiki therapy can be recommended as a non-drug intervention to alleviate pain and anxiety in women after C-section delivery. So I had 2 C-sections at Montefiore Nyack, actually, 17 and 20 years ago. And boy, could I have used some Reiki at that time. Faster recovery and healing. Reiki can speed up the healing process for various physical ailments, injuries, surgeries, and side effects of people receiving traditional medical treatments, such as chemo, radiation, surgery, dialysis, and more, by promoting relaxation, reducing pain, and supporting the body's healing mechanisms. So there was a study on knee replacement. A study was done at Bryn Mawr Hospital in Pennsylvania with patients who had undergone very common total knee replacement surgery. 23 patients received Reiki and 20 did not. Their pain was assessed before the surgery and then every day afterwards. So those who received the Reiki were in significantly less pain than those who didn't receive it. And knee replacement patients there now are routinely offered Reiki and have less pain because of it. Improve sleep. We all need that. Regular Reiki sessions can lead to better sleep patterns as it helps to deeply relax the body and mind, reducing stress and anxiety and improving overall sleep quality. The study on sleep, a 2012 study in the Indian Journal of Positive Psychology, looked at 40 women who suffered from insomnia, depression, and anxiety. Half of the group received a Reiki treatment twice a week for 10 weeks, and the other half received no treatment at all. The women who received Reiki saw significant improvements in both their depression symptoms and sleep quality. Mental clarity and emotional well-being. That's another thing that we all need. Reiki helps to clear energetic blockages and restore balance, resulting in increased mental clarity, improved focus, and a greater sense of emotional well-being. Study on anxiety and depression. Researchers at Harvard Medical School observed a single group of 99 participants over a period of time at multiple sites to determine the effects of a single Reiki session. The study, published in 2019 in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, found statistically significant improvements in anxiety and depression symptoms, as well as pain and nausea. Stress management and relaxation. Reiki promotes deep relaxation and helps to reduce stress, anxiety, and tension. This helps to achieve a greater sense of calm, balance, and well-being, and is also used to help treat depression. So the study on cancer patients, a 2003 article published in the Journal of Pain and Symptom Management, compared the effects of rest against the effects of Reiki for reducing pain and improving quality of life for cancer patients. A total of 24 advanced cancer patients who were on a standard opioid were randomly assigned to additionally receive either rest or Reiki. Those who received the Reiki reported a significant reduction in pain and improved quality of life compared to those who only received rest and the opioid. Increased energy levels. It's another thing that's so important. Reiki balances the body's energy centers and channels, replenishing and revitalizing the energy flow, which can result in increased vitality and sense of rejuvenation. There was a study on fatigue. It was studied in breast cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy to assess its impact on quality of life and fatigue levels. In the experimental group, which received 6 sessions of Reiki, showed lower fatigue levels, increased well-being, and decreased symptoms compared to the control group. The control group experienced an increase in all levels, including fatigue. These findings suggest that Reiki therapy can be used as an intervention to improve quality of life and reduce fatigue in breast cancer patients receiving chemotherapy. It boosts immunity, and the last 3 years especially, we need as much immunity as we can get. Reiki boosts the immune system by reducing stress, promoting relaxation, and supporting the body's natural healing, leading to improved overall health. Study on immune health. 2003 case study, Reiki review of a biofield therapy history, theory, practice, and research. Alternative therapies in health and medicine. Examined the potential impact of Reiki on immune health. Participants received weekly Reiki sessions over 6 weeks. Immune health markers were assessed through self-reporting, review of medical records, and blood tests. After 6 weeks, participants reported improvements in immune health, including reduced cold and flu symptoms, decreased inflammation, and enhanced relaxation and well-being. Emotional release and spiritual growth. So Reiki can facilitate emotional release, helping individuals process and release negative emotions, leading to a personal growth, self-awareness, and a deeper spiritual connection. So as I mentioned before, a lot of times we're pulling emotional and physical trauma out of the body, and it can be released and really help people feel lighter. While Reiki is commonly associated with physical healing, it can also be used to address emotional and trauma release. Unresolved emotions, negative thought patterns, and trauma can have significant impact on a person's overall well-being. They can become trapped in the body, leading to physical discomfort and imbalances. So scientific proof or placebo effect. Portuguese researcher Zilda Alarco and colleagues conducted a study comparing the effects of Reiki treatment and sham or fake Reiki in 2 groups of blood cancer patients. So there were 2 groups. One group got Reiki and one group got what they thought was Reiki, but from someone who was not attuned to Reiki. So each group received 1-hour treatments once a week for 4 weeks. The real Reiki group, who received Reiki from a trained practitioner, showed significant improvements in general physical, environmental, and social aspects of quality of life compared to the sham or fake Reiki group, who received fake Reiki from someone pretending to be a practitioner. So this was measured by the Portuguese version of the World Health Organization, a well-established research tool that measures various aspects of quality of life, including physical, environmental, and social dimensions. And again, we're back at the Wholeness Center. Mondays at Wholeness Center, as Michelle mentioned earlier, it's the first Monday of the month. And we're so happy and proud that we are the Rockland County chapter of Mondays at Racine, which is the national health, beauty, and wellness program that that treats the whole patient during cancer treatments. And it is a partnership that we have with them. It's really just involving signing up, calling up. You can call the Wholeness Center. The information is there. And we will give you the information to get in on the cancer program at the Wholeness Center. I am so grateful to work with the cancer patients there. It's very close to my heart because my mother 5 years ago was diagnosed with bilateral breast cancer. And she was treated at Montefiore Nyack, the breast center, which is amazing. She still goes for follow-ups. She had her radiation treatments there as well and her surgery. And it's a beautiful outcome, and she's great. She's thriving. And of course, at the Wholeness Center, with its healing vibe and all the wonderful people that work there, it really is truly a special place, and I'm so honored to be part of it.
Well, thank you for those words, Donna. And that's why I love community, because partnerships really work, right? Like,
yes,
I'm sure you did your part, we did what we could, and together we can achieve amazing results.
Absolutely.
So we've been having a couple of questions in the Q&A, but I wanted to make sure that we have some time left. So I answered some of them because they were already answered during your presentation. I have 2 that I cannot answer though, okay?
Okay.
How often are you supposed to do Reiki? Like monthly, weekly? What is like the parameter?
Okay, that's a great question. How often should someone get Reiki? It's a very good question. So at the Wholeness Center, we do see them monthly. But ideally, it's really I leave it up to the client. I have weekly clients. I have twice monthly clients. I have monthly clients. I have seasonal clients, yearly clients. It really depends on what's going on in your life and when you may feel imbalanced. If something stressful is coming up, or something stressful just happened, or you're feeling physical issues, pain, things like that. It really is not, I don't, there might be some practitioners that say you must come here weekly for 6 weeks. I don't do that. I think the person knows their body and innately can feel when they need it. So that's a great question. Thank you.
Mhm. How much is a Reiki session? Someone is asking.
Okay, well, at the cancer program at Wholeness Center, it is free, complimentary, as are all the other services there, the spa services, facials, wig and head shaving, and as well as Reiki and massage. At the Wholeness Center, if it is a regular session, it's $120 for the hour.
Is Reiki by any chance covered by insurance?
No, it is not covered by insurance. There may be insurance companies that do cover alternative medicine, but I believe they have their own network of providers that they have in their system. I guess that it's just maybe the person would need to contact their insurance company and see if they do have an alternative medicine coverage, and it's possible.
Yeah. What about Reiki for caregivers? Is there a program like that? Because I mean, Michelle,
Wow.
you've been a caregiver. Donna, you've been a caregiver. I've been a caregiver, and we know that sometimes we have more stress than the patient because the patient is getting all the attention, all the care, and we're giving everything we have, and we're empty. Talking about energy, right? We're empty.
Absolutely.
Our battery is completely low. So
Absolutely
what about
right.
Reiki for caregivers?
Yes, that should be the next program somewhere. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. It is very draining. I do have clients that come in that are caretakers of elderly parents or disabled children, a spouse, and really they are depleted, and they absolutely love the time and self-care. It's very hard to get that time for them. Even an hour out of the house sometimes could be a lot, but if they can make it and get that self-care, it is so absolutely vital and important. And not just a Reiki session, if they could get a massage, a facial, any type of self-care, even a manicure, pedicure, whatever it is so vital to their energy and their well-being. And as I mentioned before, the nurses that were trained in Reiki that did self-care for themselves, because in Reiki, we do have to also give ourselves Reiki to be a clear channel for others. That's kind of like a caretaker role as well. So I need to use self-Reiki on myself. And in that study with the nurses that did self-care, self-Reiki on themselves, found that they could better take care of their patients. So there is definitely something to the caretaker part of it. It's a
Now,
good question
Donna,
as well.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
Okay.
you said that you can do Reiki virtually.
Yes.
And we have over 25 interested souls here.
Okay.
Can you do a demo, like in
Yes.
the 5 minutes? I know that it's probably gonna be, I don't know, not enough, definitely. And
No, not at all. Actually, I was thinking about doing that, like doing a 5-minute session. So it doesn't even need to be virtual. Right now we are virtual, but I don't even need to be connected by phone or Zoom or anything to perform Reiki on somebody. But in this space, I would love to absolutely do that. So I will just ask everyone to close their eyes, take a deep breath in, release the breath. And I just want you to relax for the next 5 minutes. And I will be offering some Reiki healing to you. Take a nice deep breath in and release all the stress out in the breath. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. This is amazing. I don't know what happened, but I have to tell you, in the beginning, when we first started, I started feeling very hot in this area, which usually is very tense for me, that this is where I accumulate all my stress.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, it just started like leaving.
Love
And
that.
now I feel
Yes.
so good.
Great. That's excellent.
Thank you so much. It's fantastic having
you.
you. Michelle,
you
you
so
do
much.
such an amazing work at the Wellness Center.
Thank
We
you.
love you. We need to collaborate more. We need to do so much more for the community and everyone. And we all want you to come back. So we're gonna be scheduling more community chats with these people, okay? So
Sounds
hang in
great.
there. Thank you very much to
you.
all, and
Thank you.
Donna and Michelle and everybody in your team, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Next week, what do we have next? Oh, next week, believe it or not, is my birthday, so I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna give myself that birthday gift. But June 8th, we're gonna be talking about elderly abuse. Not such a happy topic, but it's important too, right? We need to know how if we are witnesses of some elderly abuse, what can we do to help those that we love, those that we know that need help? So it's all about how we can help others. So join us on June 8th. You're free next week. And
Put it in our calendar.
let's start doing some Reiki. Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so
Donna.
much.
Thank you, Michelle. You're amazing.
Thank you. Take care.
Donna, before
Yes.
you leave,
Yes.
how long is a distant healing session and what is the price?
Well, it really depends. I don't do distance. Is it just you and I on here right now?
No, I'm reading this question.
Oh,
What
okay.
do you need to know about the person who the Reiki is for? Like, do you need to know the person? or-
Okay. No. However, it starts to get into kind of like an ethical issue at that point, right? I can't do Reiki on someone that doesn't know I'm giving it to them unless it's someone incapacitated or someone under 18. So if a parent, oftentimes a parent will contact me and ask, can you give Reiki? I'm working with a 12-year-old boy right now who's going through a lot of behavioral issues. And he is not aware of me sending him Reiki virtually over distance, but his mother contacted me, and I am okay with that because he's a minor, but an adult would need to give me their consent. It's part of the ethical code that we live by as Reiki practitioners, and unless incapacitated, like I mentioned before, if someone's in the hospital, as I was working with a lot of COVID patients who were intubated and nonverbal, I work with a lot of nonverbal people. So I do need to, yes, the person does need to know, but there are certain circumstances that don't.
And we got one more last minute question. She says, I received a phone call during the Reiki, the session that you were doing. Is it okay if the energy was disrupted?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The Reiki, when I intend the Reiki to flow, it flows regardless of what the person is doing. Okay. So even in a distance session such as this, the person can be working, they can be sleeping, they can be going about their day, and I will send the Reiki to them. Sometimes they're in different time zones. If we're talking about doing distance Reiki, they're in different time zones. I work with people all over the world, and when I'm sending the Reiki, it doesn't necessarily mean they're awake or I'm just about to go to bed. I'm sending the Reiki and they're working. So it really will flow no matter what you do. Yes, absolutely. That's a good question.
Well, thank you so much, Donna, and thank you for having stayed a little longer just to answer those last minute questions. So
My pleasure.
Thank you. I will
pleasure.
see you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, and happy birthday next week.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.